I apologize for any of the airplanes in the background because we live near Kimhae International Airport. Isn't that great? 여러분, 안녕하십니까? Hello everyone, I'm Avi. As I said in my introduction video, I am an exchange student through Rotary International, currently in Kimhae, South Korea, for 10 months of my junior year of high school. I'm making this video to explain why I chose South Korea and why I became an exchange student, while also explaining the process for those who are in their sophomore year of high school wanting to become an exchange student for their junior or senior years. One thing that I want to make clear is that this is not for everyone. Being an exchange student is probably one of the hardest things you will ever do. My favorite quote that everyone says regarding exchange students is, you're not losing a year of your life, you're living your life in a year. And I honestly think that's the truth. To start this off, I wanted to become an exchange student since my freshman year of high school. I didn't know where I wanted to go at that point, but I had been asking my teachers constantly what programs were legit and what programs would actually get to South Korea. Back in 2016, I got into K-pop. For those of you who don't know, that's Korean pop. Since then, I know a lot of groups and I fell in love with the music. I not only fell in love with the music, but I also fell in love with the culture and the language and the food. Another reason why I chose South Korea versus, let's say, Spain or Italy is because I am half European and half Latino. I wanted to experience a country that was neither and experience an Asian culture that was very different from my own. I started my application process September of 2017. It was pretty complicated. I discovered Rotary through the Interact club at my school, but I hadn't really participated, but I knew what Rotary was. During my sophomore year of high school, I got a pamphlet in the mail that was from Rotary saying that I could qualify to become an exchange student during my junior year of high school. Of course, I was super excited because I finally found a program that was legit and wouldn't scam me. I asked my parents if I could apply to go to South Korea. My mom said yes. She said if I could complete the application by myself and turn it in by the deadline, I could go and she would support me. My dad was kind of cautious because of the issues that were going on at the time. It was kind of tense, but I still applied. It was almost 20-page application and I had to go through a few rounds of interviews to even get selected. So luckily I turned it in and I got selected. I made it to the next interview process a month later. Unfortunately, I didn't make that interview. I got runner-up. After that interview that I didn't make, I got put into another interview with the district instead of just the individual clubs for my city. I had interviews with district leaders. Luckily, I got sponsored by one of the clubs in the city I live. At this point, it was mid-November. I was on my couch, actually. I was on my couch and just like anxious for an email back to find out. And I actually freaked out because it was 9 o'clock at night and I got an email saying I was accepted to be an exchange student for the next school year. I was so excited. At that point, I hadn't known what country I was going to yet. My top 3 were South Korea, Italy, and Greece. I had my heart set on going to South Korea because I've been studying for over 2 years now. Part of my heart was gonna break if I didn't get accepted to go to South Korea. But luckily, after Christmas, I found out I got accepted to go to South Korea. It was very exciting. After that, we had to do a bunch of assignments to research our country and research the language and the history and everything. From January to April, I had to create an entire PowerPoint presentation entirely in Korean to present to the district and my fellow exchange student friends. On top of that, me and my parents had to make a 30-page research report on South Korea, which I feel bad because I didn't do a lot of. So one thing I had to do during my sophomore year on top of the application process and my process to get accepted was I had to do credit recovery. In American schools, particularly in my school district, I have to take certain subjects to graduate. During my junior year, I would have had to take US history and English. Because I'm not here during my junior year and my Korean high school does not provide it, I had to take remedial English and US history. I had to take both of the classes throughout the school year on top of my regular classes for sophomore year. Yeah, it was a lot of work and a lot of pressure, and a lot of the time I felt like backing out, but I knew it would work out in the end. Like, everything would be worth it. From April to June, it was mostly just me preparing, like mentally preparing for my trip. During the summer, I traveled and visited family and said my goodbyes for the year because during the exchange, I'm not allowed to go home at any point. What is Rotary? According to my trusty handbook, Rotary was the world's first and most international service club. Rotary International was founded by Paul P. Harris in 1905 in Chicago, Illinois. Since then, it has expanded to over 31,000 clubs worldwide in over 170 countries with over 1.2 million men and women. So it's a pretty big deal. Rotary International is legit. Emotionally, this whole process and journey has been a roller coaster. From anxiety back in September to going through a bit of a stress and like angsty phase from January until March, I think, and just being so stressed and anxious and worried and just all of that. Like, all of that seems so different from now. I just remember being at a breaking point where I didn't know if it was the right thing for me to go. Like, would I be ruining my junior year of high school? And honestly, I don't regret it. I don't regret coming here because I've learned so much more being here than I would have being in a freaking classroom. I enjoy it here so much, and the positivity is amazing. I don't think I would have gotten this anywhere else. I'm hoping to get a sense of emotional healing during this exchange. I hope that when I get home, I will have more of an open mind and have more confidence in myself to take on the world. Anyways, I hope this video gives you some more information and helps anyone who is wanting to become an exchange student. At this point, it feels so weird to be here because a year ago I was applying and I was so anxious and a bit scared, and I had no idea what it would be like actually being here. All I know is that applications for Rotary Youth Exchange start around September, October to prepare for the new school year the next year. So for those who are looking to become an exchange student, I would contact your local Rotary club, wherever it may be, and get in touch and ask for the application. Anyone can do it, and it will change your life. Well, this has been my video. It was a pretty emotional video on my part, but I hope you enjoyed, and I am going to try to post more content even though I have no ideas. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps somewhat. So, first off, I'd like to first off, Rotary was the world's first the Rotary model and since then it has grown to